Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be reviewing WWE Monday Night Raw, 1st of June 2020. We kick off the show with Seth Rollins making his way to the ring with Austin Theory and Buddy Murphy for Rey Mysterio's retirement ceremony. Austin and Buddy stay at ringside while Seth gets in the ring. He said lots of things have happened tonight. He'll have a match against Aleister Black. He said tonight is a difficult night for Rey. He's too humble and modest to come out and announce his own retirement and call himself a legend. It's Seth's duty as a leader to come out and tell Rey that his sacrifice was for the greater good. If that's not legendary, what is? Rey is a kind and generous man, and in his darkest hour, Rey presented himself self-sacrifice for the greater good. To be able to lead Raw into the future, it is his duty to appreciate Rey properly. To honour the end of Rey Mysterio's career, he's prepared a video package admiring it and enjoying the greatness that is Rey Mysterio. It shows a nice little video package, and then obviously shows the part where Seth attacked Rey and did the whole life thing. Seth said Rey's guaranteed first ballot of Hall of Famer, and Seth said it'll be his honour to induct him into the Hall of Fame. Aleister Black then runs down, takes out Rollins before we go to their match. Overall, the little presentation thing, I'm going to give a 6.5 out of 10. It was pretty good, to be fair. The match ended with Aleister Black with a roll-up for the 3 count. Going to give the match a 2.75 out of 5. Good win for Aleister Black. After the match, Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory go after Black. Huberto runs to the ring to help out Black. The 3-on-1 was too much of a situation for Huberto, even when Aleister tried to get back into it. Black out on Huberto. Rollins asked Black if he wants to be a hero. Rollins with a blackout to Aleister. Going to give the little post-match attack a 7 out of 10. It definitely sent a good old little message on Monday Night Raw. We then see Charlie Caruso with Angel Garza and Selena Vega. They talk about Angel's victory last week, and Angel thanks Charlie. She gives him a rose, and then Selena destroys it. Oh, sorry, I skipped a little part there. Selena says Owens agreed to a match, and Angel cut off Selena. He said he loves war and everything is fair. It's a matter of competing and seduction. You must take one step ahead. Selena said the win was triumphant because Angel saw what he wanted and took it. If someone is not happy with his actions, they haven't wanted something as badly as he does. He then gives her the rose, and then Selena destroys it and goes boo-hoo. 6.5 out of 10. Overall, a pretty good thing. We then have Shawn Michaels come and give his take on the greatest wrestling match of all time. He talks about the high bar and pressure from a guy who has had a few great wrestling matches like Razor Ramon in the ladder match, match against Bret Hart, Undertaker. You have to set the stage for the greatest wrestling match ever. He said he thinks it can deliver. He might be a bit biased, but he's going with edge. Wisdom and fate gives edge the edge. Going to give it a 5 out of 10. Sorry, Sean, but you clearly just read someone's cue card there, dude. Then we go to MVP and Lana in the back. Lana is telling MVP this is her husband. MVP said, unlike Lana, he has actual work to do and gets ready for his match with the WWE Champion. He does not want to get into whatever attention-sucking drama you want. Lana then calls MVP a leech for using Bobby to further his career. He said, if that was true, doesn't that make 2 of us? Lana stares at MVP for a moment, slaps him and walks away. 8 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic. Loving that bit. We then go to Apollo Crews in the ring with Kayla Braxton. She congratulates him on his victory last week and asked him about what his first week as champion has been like. He said he has to deal with humidity and appreciation, but he cannot believe he is the champion. who is his opponent going to be tonight. And then Apollo says it's going to be Kevin Owens. Kevin congratulates Apollo and shakes his hand. He said he appreciates the offer and he's not one to turn down title matches, especially when it's so long since he's had a title match. Kevin says it feels like it's coming out of pity from last week. And Apollo's like, this is all out of respect. Kevin says Angel will get what's coming to him. So if it's about respect, he tells Apollo he feels bad. Apollo's like, why? He's like, he deserves everything he has done over the last 5 years. He feels bad because your first title reign will be short. 6.5 out of 10. Interaction between those two was pretty good. The match was going good until Angel Garza and Andrade could run down and make the match a no contest. I'm not going to rate it for that point, but they were having a pretty good match, to be honest. Fine, you know what? Going to give it a 2.75 out of 5. We then go to a tag team match. Angel Garza and Andrade versus Kevin Owens and Apollo Crews. Crews with the toss powerbomb for the 3 count on Andrade, proving that last week wasn't a fluke. Going to give the tag match a 2.5 out of 5. Then we go to Asuka, being interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Asuka's dancing in the area and asked about her match against Charlotte and Kari's match against Nia Jax. She said she's going to kick some booty at Backlash. She's asked about Charlotte's comment about not being able to beat her. She says she's better than Charlotte. The Empress never bows down to anyone, and then she dances away. 5 out of 10, fairly average little backstage interview. Then we go to the bowling segment between the Street Profits and Viking Raiders. Angelo Dawkins wants some Jordans. Eric's like their bowling shoes. It'll be 2-2 after tonight's challenge. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford are bowling very, very bad. Viking Raiders are destroying them. They get the first round of drinks and they argue over the proper toast. Angelo spits out the beverage and Ivar mentions it's goat milk. Montez drops his ball on Dawkins' foot. Ivar goes to the snack bar, takes some turkey legs and is told to leave. But she reconsiders because she thinks Ivar is cute. Eric is not so much. Then Montez is like, bring the smoke. Obviously, Street Profits start doing magically better when they bring the smoke. Viking Raiders got the final strike, which they fouled because they tossed Eric down the lane, which is against bowling rules, but they won by 1 pin. Overall, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It was actually a very entertaining little segment. Then we see Adam Pearce break up a fight between Nikki and Billy in the back. Billy Kay, which goes straight to their match. Billy Kay with a set-out spine buster for the 3 count, going to give the match a 2.25. Actually, you know what? That's kind of generous. 2 out of 5. It was pretty meh, to be perfectly honest. Then we see Drew McIntyre in the back. Charlie wants to ask him a few questions. He said he was expecting Charlie. He's just not bad down from challenges. He loves challenges. If MVP wants to take another Claymore, he's okay with giving Claymore to Lashley. If anyone wants to step up to McIntyre, he will line them up and give them a one-way trip to Claymore Country. 6 out of 10. Moving swiftly on to Rey Mysterio via satellite. He said his eye's still recovering. He did not know when and if he will return. Depends on how fast he can recover. He said if an infection sets in, it could end his career. Samoa Joe brings up the retirement ceremony. Asked if he's retiring. Rey says he does not know. He might be cleared to compete in a few weeks. It may never happen. He does not know now, but is a question he's been thinking about. He's asked about the ceremony from earlier. Rey says Seth carried a lot of negativity and he can be a burden. To say that he was chosen as a sacrifice, Seth chose to attack him. Dominic shows up and says Seth is not a messiah, he's not even a human being. He says someone from this family has to do something about it. He tried to end your career and now he said that he had to do it. What a bunch of BS. Rey says he wants to thank everyone for the concern. It means the world to him and his family. You're looking at his statement for the ceremony. He said, damn you, Seth, everything you put his family through. They were all helplessly watched as you pushed his eye into the steps and blood ran down his face. They saw a man who provided for them suffer. How can you go around and say that he cried like a baby when the cold steel met his flesh? Ray said he's a man of forgiveness, but you can never forgive Seth what he does. Ray leaves the room. Dominic says, Seth, you're a man of scripture. An eye for an eye. 9 out of 10. Very, very well done. Dominic's definitely joining soon. I cannot wait for that. We go to Nia Jax. Said she did not start this. She was repeatedly attacked by Kari and Asuka. Do not believe the hype. They are not what they seem. It's all smoke and mirrors, just like Asuka's championship. She didn't earn it. It was a gift because of the hormones. Becca's feeling guilty, so she couldn't wrestle and gifted it to you. Nia said she's the aggressor in this, but she is the victim. She will show Asuka as a backstage having charlatan that she is. 5 out of 10. God, no, you just cannot talk. It's annoying. Then we have a look at the 24/7 title. In Massachusetts, Rob Gronkowski is doing a TikTok video. There's a gardener in the yard who might be our truth. Rob Gronkowski's friend takes off his jacket to reveal a referee shirt. Drew through the roll-up for the 3 count. Yes, our truth has finally won the 24/7 championship back. 7 out of 10. Nia Jax won against Kairi Sane. Not going to rate the match. I just refuse. This is the match that Kairi got injured in. Nia won with a leg drop. Asuka gets in the ring and gets in Nia's face. Randy Orton then addresses what Edge said last week. He starts talking about the WWE Network, clearly just trying to plug the free network. You saw Ric Flair on last week's episode, who everyone touts as the best wrestler in the world. Well, Rick said I was the best to lace up boots. 2 weeks ago you told me I didn't have passion for the business and I was handed everything and did it for a paycheck. You said I was complacent. You were right. I can't stand that in 20 years I phoned it in and half-arsed it and I have accomplished more than anyone in the locker room. You scratched and clawed and pretended to be your heroes from your childhood. I just had to come up and lace the boots and prove that I'm the best. At Backlash, I will prove that I'm better than you. I set the bait and you bit. Now your storybook ending will be rewritten by the most destructive words in sports entertainment. Oh, yay. Oh. 9 out of 10. Very, very good promo from Randy Orton. Charlotte Flair then gets into the ring and blah, 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 blah. NXT stars bow down to me, blah, 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 blah. Asuka has done everything I've done, blah, blah, blah. She wants to be the queen, blah, blah, blah. The match ended up with a count out because Nia Jax came out in an Asuka mask and Asuka tried to go and attack her. Jesus Christ. I'm not even going to rate it. I'm really not going to rate it. Fucking hell. Moving on. Lana's asked about MVP's match with Drew McIntyre and Lana's relationship with MVP. She said it was Bobby's idea to keep from ringside, or was it MVP's idea? She said it's not sure, but she didn't say anything about going out to ringside at MVP's matches. And walks away. We have the main event, Claymore on MVP for the 3 count. After the match, Lashley puts Drew in a full Nelson. Going to give the match a 2.5 out of 5. Overall, it was a pretty decent Monday Night Raw. I massively, massively enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10 for an overall average. Yeah, I enjoyed Raw. As always, if you have enjoyed this review, please smash that like button, share and subscribe, and I shall catch you all later. Bye.